Hi everyone, welcome to the first part of our audiobook, Revenge by Tom Bower. And I have read this before, I really recommend it. When I started reading it, I absolutely could not put the book down. And so for all of you who also want to read the book or want to listen to the book, this is part 1 of Revenge. Shutters clicked. Dignitaries bowed and some fawned. Helicopters buzzed overhead. Bodyguards hovered. Police were everywhere. Unexpectedly, Meghan mania exploded. Finally, Meghan Markle was idolized. Her lifelong ambition was being fulfilled. On a frosty morning, on 1st December 2017, the television star glowed. Just as her new fiancé promised, she had inherited the iconic mantle of his mother, Princess Diana. From the moment she stepped out of the gleaming black Range Rover at 11:05 a.m., the British showed their love for the 36-year-old American actress. Nottingham is a city 130 miles north of London, famous for its associations with the Robin Hood legend. It was an unusual choice of location to introduce Meghan Markle as the royal family's latest member. The East Midland city could not rival California's sun-kissed beaches, but that was a temporary irrelevance for the citizen from Los Angeles during her slow 400-yard walk through the lace market towards the Civic Center. It's warmer over there, one of the 1,000 people who had waited for 2 hours. From her pocket, Meghan thrust a hand warmer to an Australian student who had complained of the cold. Nearby, Harry's smile was irrepressible. Meghan's hand frequently rubbed his back and squeezed his elbow. Her constant smile and animated greetings were examples of Hollywood at its best. A brief kiss by the couple sparked hysteria. Theirs, agreed the onlookers, was a match made in heaven. Flowers, cards, a teddy bear, chocolates, 2 fruit magnets, and bags of local memorabilia were thrust at the visitors. Meghan came over and I just put my arms around her, swooned 81-year-old Irene Hardman, a royal superfan. It's so lovely to meet you, Hardman told the future Duchess. I'm sure you're going to have a lovely life with him. Look after him for us. You're so sweet, replied Meghan, unaware that her hugs and poses for selfies were banned by royal etiquette. I cried afterwards, admitted Hardman. She's wonderful. They're so genuine. She seems like a lovely, lovely person, she and Roberts gushed to an NBC News camera. I think she's going to be a really good thing for the royal family. Close by, an ABC News reporter was babbling about pop star frenzy. Unsurprisingly, many Americans were fascinated by their new association with the crown. Even Roshana Nazarbalina, a student from Kazakhstan, was mesmerized. She had set her alarm clock for 6 a.m. to get a prime spot. It's such an honor to see the royals, she told BBC TV. I'm also a fan of Suits, so it's a chance to see a star of that, too. We need magic at the moment, an admirer shouted at a journalist as the confident American and Harry greeted the acting Lady Mayoress, Belle Edis. I'm sure you could be the people's princess, said the 70-year-old civic leader. Harry, Edis noticed, chuckled and smiled with his cheeky grin. I'd said the right thing. Congratulations, shouted a group of women. 4 days earlier, the couple had announced their engagement. Breaking tradition, the Queen had agreed Meghan should be fast-tracked into the firm. "This is the country that's going to be her home now," said the prince's spokesman, Jason Knopf. "That means traveling around, getting to know the towns and cities." The visit to Nottingham was the beginning of a 6-month tour of Britain. Britain's tabloid journalist noted Meghan's trendy clothes, a Canadian navy blue cashmere coat, an Austrian black turtleneck, a British beige chino skirt and boots, and a Scottish tote bag. "Just how you would imagine a modern princess to look," swooned a fashion aficionado. Hours after the list of her outfits was published, their manufacturers reported a sellout of stocks. That news pleased Jessica Mulroney, Meghan's Canadian stylist and friend, and a creative director of a London designer said Meghan's personal style has an effortless ease that personifies her character. Inevitably, commenters compared Meghan with the Duchess of Cambridge. Kate came off unfavorably. During that day, all the boxes were ticked. Visits to an HIV center, an institute giving health information to local Africans, a group providing advice on nutrition, and Nottingham Contemporary, a center for life, love, and health. The itinerary foreshadowed the routine life Meghan could expect as a member of the royal family. AIDS sufferers, Meghan was reminded, were a particular target of Diana's charity work. Following in Diana's footsteps was particularly important for both Harry and Meghan. After nightfall, the couple were back in Kensington Palace, sleeping in Harry's home, which was appropriately called Nottingham Cottage. Meghan voiced no regrets or foreboding about her new life. On the contrary, she was thrilled. For years, her destiny had been to be distinct from the crowd. Repeatedly frustrated after leaving college, she was never deterred by failure. Now her tenacity had been rewarded. Her lucky break had miraculously materialized. Marrying an English prince was an unexpected prize for someone seeking the American dream, to rise from obscurity to respectable prosperity. An essential ingredient of her trajectory had been that her story should be told on her terms. Controlling the narrative was essential to her success. As Oscar Wilde wrote, "The truth is rarely pure and never simple." The royal family would soon discover that Meghan Markle's expectations and ambitions might be rather different from what they and the enthusiastic British public were anticipating. During those first blissful weeks, only hardened cynics asked whether it might even be possible that the 1,000-year monarchy could be jeopardized by this unknown American actress.